In short, a guy, leader of a gang, didn't stop bullying me and my girlfriends. We were 12 or 13. No one could stop them. My best friend was the most bullied of all, because she was bow-legged, so extreme she had surgery years later to protect her lower vertebrae. She was also very thin, had bushy hair, shy and mentally frail, because her mother was mentally ill and she was the least liked of the 6 siblings. So I was very protective of her, gaining courage against bullies even though I was shy and not malicious like them. He and his 2 best friends had an ultimatum from school. One more detention and they would be expelled in the middle of the year. I was a straight-A student, a model student. Which teacher would doubt my word? The main guy sat behind me for an essay exam. I was fuming, but I wrote my essay. Then I scrambled the paper and threw it out the window. Got up immediately and said, "Teacher, he took away my essay and threw it away." The boy was shocked. Being accused, even being innocent. He had gotten away with misbehavior multiple times. Someone went down to recover my essay. We went to the principal's office and I swore he had thrown my essay away. He was expelled from school. Second boy. There was a canopy dirty and wet due to recent rain. I made sure no one was looking and shook up the pole, thus making the whole canopy collapse. This time me and my 2 best friends swore the boy had done it all by himself. The third boy, his parents called to apologize to me and my friends. The boy was crying in the back. She said she took his television's privileges and vacation, and that it would never happen again. He was not expelled. We're even Facebook friends now. I am mellow now, but don't go mess up with 13 years old me. Comment by user. My stepdaughter, Emma, was being bullied about her weight when she was in 7th grade. She had talked to teachers about it, but it was a he said/she said situation, and nothing came of it. Her mother told her to talk to me about it since I had gone through the same thing. I gave her some suggestions. A few days later, I was getting ready to go to sleep. I worked 3rd shift. When I got a call from the assistant principal. He said my stepdaughter was being suspended for making sexually inappropriate comments about another student's mother. I had been expecting the call. I didn't get all the details from the assistant principal, but I already knew what had happened. This boy had been calling her fat ass and making jokes about her weight. She used a line I gave her which I had used. She said, "It's not my fault. Every time I fuck your mom, she gives me a cookie." I asked what consequences the bully she had stood up to was facing. He said none. I said, "So this kid has been tormenting Emma for months. She's gone to teachers about it and was ignored. She finally stands up for herself, and you're going to suspend her? I'm not sure that's how you want to handle this. Think about how that's going to play out on the local news." I went on, "I'm going to give you the opportunity to rethink this. I'm going to hang up now, and when you call me back, you can tell me how the bully is being punished." Then I ended the call. He called back about 20 minutes later and said the boy was being suspended, and Emma was getting a detention for using the F-bomb. Reply by original poster. As a society, we can't bullies get away with it. Some can snap out of it, some are lost cases, but we can't let them make victims and be okay with that. Comment by user. I just used to hit bullies for people at 13. You're playing in a different league. The last kid knew you were coming for him. I've never made a bully quite that afraid. Reply by original poster. Yes, he saw he was next. He also had real parenting who took the chance to educate his child instead of making him an angel. They spoke to me and to my parents and apologized immensely. Also made him apologize to me and my friend while crying. Also, I'd have to pace my deeds or I'd be discovered. Beaming face with smiling eyes. Also, he was the least toxic. At most, I'd have sent him for detention. Comment by user. I'm a teacher and I hate bullies. One time I saw a little kid full-on shove a bully with no real reason, except for all the other things he had done in the past. Another teacher and I saw this and we straight up turned around and acted like we didn't see it. I now teach pre-K and teach my students to say, "Stop. I don't like that." And if the other kid continues, they sit out. We talk about how if someone says stop, you stop the first time. Well, in a different class with a similar policy, this little boy kept ruining the doll bed a girl had made for her baby dolls. She kept telling him to stop and he kept doing it. Finally, she pushed him to the floor and screamed, Stop! Her teacher sent her to the office and the director said she would not be contacting her parents. She told him to stop continuously and he wouldn't. She made the next best decision in a 4-year-old mind, which was to push him down. I can proudly say that the kids that come through my class learn quickly that saying stop means stop the first time. Bullies suck. I hope that by teaching my students this at a young age, that I'm breaking the cycle of bullying just a teeny tiny bit. Reply by original poster. Excellent. I know bullying is complicated to deal, but the educational system must develop tools to eradicate it. Comment by user. On the flip side of this, a girl in my school was having her stuff vandalized for weeks in my class. The culprit always wrote loser on something of hers with a backwards S and it would be discovered sometime after lunch. It got to the point where our teachers forced our class to eat quietly in the classroom during lunch and silent read at recess since the culprit couldn't be found. After a week of that and no more vandalisms, we got to go back to lunch and recess. On the first day after that, one of my friends had forgot his jacket and a teacher accompanied him back to the classroom so he could retrieve it for recess. When they entered the classroom, they found the girl vandalizing her own binder. Reply by original poster. Poor girl had psychological issues. Or just a drama queen. Comment by user. This right here is a much better way of dealing with schoolyard dipshits than what I wound up doing. Dude and his friends, fucking football jocks with more testosterone than brains, were constantly fucking with me and my friends. This continued from the first year of high school up until senior year. 2 weeks before the final football game of the season, him and his buddies corner me as I'm getting out of my car. Says he's gonna beat me into a paste. Why? I helped his girlfriend with her English final. She straight up told me that she was breaking up with him because he was cheating, and that he was dumber than a sack of bricks. I already figured I wasn't getting out of there without a fight, so I asked him how his side chicks were doing and if he knew his girlfriend knew he was a cheating piece of shit. That bitch knows nothing. Really? She wasn't afraid to mention it to me, as I was helping her ace her final project. Shut the fuck up. So it seems that she's realized you're only still here because you can throw a ball. Is close to what I was gonna say, but I got to realized before he snapped and charged at me. Now, I don't know what his plan was, but mine in that moment was, get out of the way. I sidestep, he runs into the back of my car and wins himself on my trunk hatch. He takes a step back from the car, hunched over, to catch his breath, right as I jump and land hard on his back. Now, I was a scrawny little shit, but having the weight of a person dropped on your spine while you're winded would catch a lot of people off guard. His face got driven right into the same corner he winded his dumb ass on. Broke his nose, a cheekbone, and 3 teeth as his face bounced off the back of that Ford Focus a few times before finally making its way to meet the asphalt. I got up and got the fuck out of there before his buddies got over the shock of the linebacker getting taken down by a guy who almost rattled when he walked. Got 2 weeks detention stuck working with the janitor. He, on the other hand, missed the final game due to his face being wired together. Missed his scholarship. Couldn't really do much during his recovery. Ran into him a couple years ago. He apologized and we had a chat over coffee. Apparently that was his, maybe I am the douchebag here, moment. He seems to be doing well now, although his nose is still rather crooked. Reply by original poster. Nice that he matured. Sometimes bullies just need a lesson to stop and think the amount of hurt they're causing. Comment by user. As a connoisseur of revenge, I absolutely love this. It's well played and it uses your own strength to defeat an asshole. It's absolutely beautiful and I love it. Reply by original poster. Ha ha ha, thanks. Comment by user. You're my dream wife because if I'm murdered, you'll avenge my death and you ain't waiting for the cops. Reply by original poster. Ha 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 ha, that just might be true, you know. Comment by user. Well played, Petty Crocker. Thumbs up trophy, you're my hero. You taught these vicious douche nozzles several valuable life lessons that, unlike algebra or calculus, they can use after high school. Don't mess with a clever and ballsy 13-year-old. Gaining a bad reputation for bullying gets you a lot of negative publicity and hampers your ability to be taken seriously when a dispute arises later. This lesson will be helpful when you're arrested someday for domestic violence. When a model student falsely, for a necessary and noble cause, accuses you of outlandish behavior, you won't stand a chance. Your reputation is already in the shitter, and you had it coming anyway. When a 13-year-old girl, who's protecting her dear, underprivileged friend from a cruel world, has reached her bully's gonna bully saturation level, she will bury your ass as soon as the first opportunity arises with no compunction whatsoever. This lesson can be useful in turning over a new leaf and avoiding the potential of getting arrested for abusing your girlfriend's kid. OP, I despise bullies, as you can see, and I applaud you. Thanks for sharing this glorious story. Reply by original poster. Thanks. Fact is, I wanted to humiliate them because they had made my friend try to hide her tears many times. Comment by user. Back when I was in secondary art class, I had classmates who thought nothing of messing with me. One of them found out I was allergic to orange and thought it would be hilarious to leave a piece of cardboard next to my canvas with a ton of orange paint on it. Knew it was them as they were laughing as I discovered it. I waited till they left their canvas before quickly placing the piece of cardboard next to their canvas right as the teacher was doing rounds. The timing couldn't have been better as the classmate made it back to their canvas right as the teacher arrived and saw the amount of orange paint. This teacher hated anyone wasting supplies, so immediately asked why so much orange paint. Said classmate couldn't tell the truth or try to say I put it there, as they knew I'd tell the truth, so they ended up using it on their canvas. The project was self-portraits. Take a guess at how a secondary school art student used a bunch of orange paint. It was great fun seeing them on display for the rest of the school year. Reply by original poster. That's hilarious. I bow to you. Comment by user. My son, 10 at the time, was being bullied by a group of girls. He was small for his age. I enrolled him in karate a few weeks after it started happening. I made several complaints to the teacher in whose class all of the incidents occurred, and the principal, who said stupid things like, well, the problem is he doesn't want them to think he is afraid of them. Like, that's the problem. I told him, if they put their hands on you, hurt them. I will take care of the rest. One day the leader charged at him, swinging pencils in her fists. She punctured his hand. He reversed his weight, grabbed her shoulders and flipped her hard to tile floor. She was crying. They wanted to discipline him only. And I said, I have pages of emails to you and the teacher about this girl and the torment she has been dishing out, and I recorded our last 2 meetings. Here is my request for a transfer under the state bullying statute, which I am copying to the school superintendent. Here are the pictures of my son's injuries. If my son is the only person punished here, there will hell to pay. You want to punish them both, fine. But I am not punishing him. I am proud of him for standing up to his bully. We are going out for ice cream and some high fives at karate class tonight. Reply by original poster. Nowadays parents are more willing to act against bullying, but I don't think it was so true in the 1970s and 1980s. Parents were the very last resort, otherwise they wouldn't get involved. Comment by user. I got someone sent to foster care. You don't get the level of evilness. Reply by original poster. Going to foster care can be a good thing or a bad thing. Open a thread and tell us more. Comment by user. You have a wondrously devious mind that you used for good. Ordinarily, I wouldn't agree with those actions, but I can't deny your altruism touched my heart. GIF. Emote free underscore emotes slightly underscore smiling. Reply by original poster. Thanks. To be honest, if the bullying was just to me, I'd mostly ignore it. But they were hurting deeply a girl who had no fight in her. She was completely vulnerable in life. Not only her, but 2 more of my friends. After years of bullying, with the school doing too little, too late, I had no compunction in screwing them up. That's why I do it all over again. Comment by user. I realize now as an adult I was more devious as a child. Reply by original poster. Absolutely. Now we are more aware of consequences. Adults are no less cruel, but they're afraid of HR. Comment by user. And nobody in the entire class saw you bunch up your own essay and throw it out the window? Reply by original poster. Nope. Made a gesture with my hair. No one saw. Comment by user. Is lying to get people expelled really the way? Reply by original poster. I've seen lots of physical violence in this thread, including blood. Is that superior to lying? Sometimes in life you have to stand up for yourself by any means, because the world does not cater to your feelings. Comment by user. It's great how you ruined those children's lives with a lie. Proud of you. Is that what you wanted? Because honestly, I think you're a bit of a shithead too. Reply by original poster. I ruined their lives? They already had an ultimatum from school, not for being sweet and well-behaved. And the mental torture they made the weakest of the class endure? They should have thought of the consequences of their actions, not me. I do it again. Comment by user. I cannot applaud fraud/lying, regardless of the circumstances. OP, you did wrong and you are posting about it? These kids were young, stupid, and fill in the blank here, yet you sank to their level or below to get them expelled. And now you are bragging about it on a public forum? Do you have any idea where these kids are now? And what effects your lying had on their lives? Reply by original poster. They don't care about how my life turned out, why should I care about theirs? Young and stupid is the main excuse for bullying. Please leave your story in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to get new update. Thank you.